For a few hours in July 2020, the internet lost trust in its most powerful voices: Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Jeff Bezos, Apple, Uber. One by one, their Twitter accounts posted the same message: send Bitcoin, get double back. These were not fake profiles, they were the real accounts. And for several hours, attackers had access to internal systems at one of the world's most influential communication platforms. According to Florida prosecutors, the alleged central figure was a 17-year-old from Tampa, Graham Ivan Clark. The attackers stole roughly $118,000 in Bitcoin. But money was not the biggest danger. They had gained the power to speak through accounts trusted by millions, and no one knew what they might post next. Verified accounts were supposed to prove authenticity, but in July 2020, attackers reportedly reached the systems behind that trust. Twitter employees used internal tools to reset passwords, change security settings, and manage accounts. NYDFS said some tools could also display non-public information, including email addresses, phone numbers, and login location IP addresses. They allegedly gained access to tools capable of controlling real profiles. This was not ransomware, destructive malware, or a publicly identified zero-day exploit. According to Twitter and NYDFS, it began with social engineering. On July 14th, one or more attackers allegedly called Twitter employees while pretending to be IT help desk staff. They claimed there was a problem with the employees' VPN connection. Twitter was working remotely during the COVID-19 pandemic. VPN problems were common. The story sounded believable. According to NYDFS, the callers directed employees to a phishing site made to resemble Twitter's genuine VPN login page. When credentials were entered, attackers could reportedly use them against the real system. An authentication prompt appeared. Some employees allegedly approved it. NYDFS found no evidence that employees knowingly helped the attackers. The first compromised account reportedly lacked the power to take over users, but it gave the attackers a foothold to study internal websites. On July 15th, they allegedly targeted employees with greater access. Before the celebrity accounts, the attackers reportedly pursued rare usernames known as OG handles. Short, early usernames can have resale value in account trading circles. Between roughly 3 a.m. and 10 a.m., the attackers allegedly discussed taking over and selling those handles for Bitcoin. Twitter confirmed multiple compromises. Just before 2 p.m., hijacked accounts posted screenshots of an internal Twitter tool. Someone was showing the world they had reached inside Twitter. At approximately 2:16 p.m., the account of cryptocurrency trader at Angelo BTC was hijacked and used to request Bitcoin. At 3:18 p.m., Binance's account was seized. Between 3:26 p.m. and 4:12 p.m., 10 cryptocurrency-related accounts were hijacked, including accounts tied to Coinbase, Gemini Trust Company, and Square. Then the operation changed completely. Between 4:17 p.m. and 6:05 p.m., the attackers targeted verified accounts with millions of followers: Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian West, Joe Biden, Warren Buffett, Floyd Mayweather, Apple, and Uber. The offer was simple: send Bitcoin to a wallet address and receive double back. It was a classic trust scam, except it came from accounts trusted by millions. Federal authorities said the scam wallet received more than 400 transfers worth more than $100,000. NYDFS later estimated approximately $118,000 worth of Bitcoin was stolen. A total of 130 Twitter accounts were compromised. 45 were used to send tweets. For 7 accounts, attackers downloaded information through Twitter's Your Twitter Data tool. For another 52, requests were generated, but data was not downloaded. Twitter also believed DM inboxes may have been accessed for up to 36 accounts. One belonged to a verified elected official in the Netherlands. Twitter said no other former or current elected officials had their DMs accessed. There is no verified evidence that every celebrity's private messages were exposed. But the incident showed how compromised platform tools could threaten private data and public confidence. Twitter had received suspicious call and login reports earlier that morning. Its incident response team was already investigating when the cryptocurrency account takeovers began. At 5:45 p.m., Twitter publicly acknowledged a security incident. At 6:18 p.m., it restricted tweeting and password changes for many verified accounts. The response slowed the attack, but also disrupted legitimate communication. The National Weather Service was temporarily unable to publish a tornado advisory. Twitter sharply restricted employee access. NYDFS said employees, including CEO Jack Dorsey, were required to change passwords in video meetings with supervisors. At 8:41 p.m., Twitter said most accounts could begin tweeting again. The visible crisis was ending. The investigation was only beginning. Millions watched trusted accounts publish fraud messages in real time. Now, investigators had to answer one question: who was behind it? The FBI's San Francisco division led the federal investigation. It was supported by the IRS Criminal Investigation Cyber Unit, including the Washington, D.C. Cybercrimes Unit, the U.S. Secret Service in San Francisco, Orlando, and at headquarters, the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office and REACT Task Force, and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of California prosecuted the case, with help from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Florida and the State Attorney for Florida's 13th Judicial District in Tampa. The Justice Department's Computer Crime and Intellectual Property Section, Office of International Affairs, and Organized Crime and Gang Section assisted. International partners included the United Kingdom's Central Authority and the UK National Crime Agency. Chainalysis and Exigent also provided assistance. New York's Department of Financial Services opened a separate security review after Governor Andrew Cuomo requested an investigation. One major trail was Bitcoin. IRS Criminal Investigation said blockchain analysis helped investigators de-anonymize Bitcoin transactions and identify two hackers. The alleged central operator was identified as Graham Ivan Clark. Clark was 17 and located in Tampa. Public court reporting and filings attributed the online names Kirk and Kirk number 5270 to the alleged central operator. Florida prosecutors described Clark as the mastermind. That is a prosecutor's characterization. Clark's exact date of birth, education, family background, technical training, and earlier hacking history are not meaningfully established in the reviewed material. No verified public record here confirms a dramatic childhood hacking story or earlier major cybercrime activity. What is documented is the legal outcome. Clark pleaded guilty in March 2021. He received 3 years in a juvenile facility, followed by 3 years of probation. His present location, employment, release date, and current probation status are not reliably confirmed in the supplied record. 2 other people were federally charged. Mason Shepard, known as Chaywan, was 19 and from Bognor Regis in the United Kingdom. He was charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to commit money laundering, and intentional access of a protected computer. Nima Fazeli, known as Rolex, was 22 and from Orlando, Florida. He was charged with aiding and abetting intentional access of a protected computer. These were charges, not convictions. The supplied record does not establish a final official public outcome for Shepard or Fazeli. Both are presumed innocent, unless proven guilty in court. A fourth figure, Joseph James O'Connor, known as Plugwalk Joe, was later convicted in a related Twitter account access conspiracy. According to the Justice Department, he agreed to purchase unauthorized access to one Twitter account for $10,000. He was extradited from Spain, pleaded guilty in 2023, and received 5 years in prison. But the available record does not establish O'Connor as a confirmed central operator of the July 15th mass celebrity account attack. The supplied record also does not publicly confirm previous involvement by Clark, Shepard, or Fazeli in other major hacks, ransomware operations, or cybercrime groups. The significance of this case goes far beyond the Bitcoin stolen that day. NYDFS warned that this kind of access could potentially be used to manipulate markets, interfere with elections, spread disinformation, or cause public panic. Those were not proven motives of the people accused here. They were the risks exposed by the breach. The attack happened during a U.S. election year and involved political figures. It showed social media had become information infrastructure. Emergency agencies, governments, businesses, markets, and millions of ordinary users relied on it. The direct theft was relatively small. The communication power was enormous. The 2020 Twitter hack did not shut down hospitals. It did not deploy ransomware. It did not demand millions from a corporation. But it exposed another kind of cybercrime threat. The threat of taking control of trusted voices. The threat of turning authentic accounts into instruments of deception. And the threat of making millions question whether the message on their screen is real. The attackers allegedly stole roughly $118,000 in Bitcoin. But for a few hours, they held something far more valuable. The ability to make the world believe a lie had come from someone it trusted.